Welcome to the Eddy system, where we have effectively solved the need experience to get experience problem in our industry. I'll try to be super transparent in this video, and I'll try to cover everything as best as possible. And if you're in the project management industry and you think I say something stupid or misleading or whatever, just feel free to call me out on it. And if anyone else has any questions, just put it in the comments below, and I will try to read everything and try to answer it the best that I can. So with that being said, the Eddy system is not a course, rather it's an environment that has a live PMO or a project management office inside of it, where people are actively running projects. They're creating deliverables, they're moving phase gates just like they would inside of a real environment, inside of a real company. You're also given the tools and templates and training that's actually needed to carry out those projects just like a real project manager, and you'll gain hands-on project management experience managing projects that both small and large companies are actively doing right now. Projects like Oracle ERP rollout or Amazon warehouse management system implementation, or an SAP and Salesforce data integration project is really realistic. There's actually really nothing quite like this that I've seen that exist. So in this video, I'm going to cover exactly what the Eddy system is. I'm going to try to go behind the scenes, give you full transparency of what it is, why I built it, and what it looks like actually when you join. So the Eddy system, as I said, is literally just a live PMO. And if you're not familiar with the concept of a PMO, the primary function of a PMO is governance and standardization across all projects within the organization. So within the Eddy system, we have a whole suite of projects that are active right now and that are being managed by project managers inside of the environment. And the role of the PMO is to make sure that all the projects follow the required documentation, that all the projects move through each phase gate in a controlled and transparent way, where all projects are reviewed and they receive approval before proceeding onto their next phase of the project, just like they would inside of a real company. So I've worked at a lot of different jobs. In different industries. I've worked at Walmart. I've worked for a large bank here in Canada. I've worked for a medical device company, manufacturing company in the US. I've worked for a German security company, and I've worked for telecom. So kind of take my experience from all those places, and I've built an environment that truly mimics one for one what happens inside of real companies. And then I paired it up with real projects that companies are running right now across different industries and different domains. And the best part is we're constantly updating the library of projects to keep them relevant to what's happening in today's environment. So I know there are a lot of other options that exist out there. Like you have the Google Project Management Certificate with a capstone where you observe a scenario and complete hands-on activities to produce PM artifacts. And then you also have the IBM Project Management Capstone through Coursera. But these are still like typically course-based, where you're not really like stepping into a live PMO environment where people are actively running projects and presenting deliverables and moving projects through phase gates. And the truth is, most of these PM courses aren't bad. I just think they're kind of like incomplete. They teach you what a project manager does, but not how it actually feels to be a project manager. There's no pressure, there's no consequences, there's no governance. And without those things, your brain never fully switches into like PM mode. And that's why most of you guys finish these courses and you guys still feel unprepared. It's not because you're not smart, it's because you've never been exposed to a real operating environment. And so my philosophy is like, your experience doesn't come from a job title or a certificate. It comes from actually operating inside of a system. It comes from actually doing the work. It comes from repetition. And so if you can create or recreate stakeholders, governance, phase gates, real deliverables, accountability, projects, real operating environment, then you can create real experience without waiting to actually get a job so that you can build real experience. And you know what's interesting? I was actually looking through our industry in project management, our project management industry. It's one of the only industries where we don't have a live environment to actually train in. So like pilots, for example, they have simulators, and then surgeons, they practice in controlled environments. But for some reason, we've accepted that project managers are supposed to just figure it out live on the job. And that never really made sense to me. So that's kind of why I chose to build a live PMO environment to bridge that gap and provide real hands-on experience for you guys, for aspiring project managers. This PMO has real projects, real structures, real expectations. Inside the environment, people are not just learning about project management, they are actually creating charters, presenting to the PMO, managing scope changes, handling risk and escalations, moving their projects through actual phase gates and getting approval. They're experiencing the full project lifecycle, and that's the difference. When someone actually finishes inside of this environment, something fundamentally changes in their brain. They finally stop speaking like students and they start speaking and sounding like project managers. They can explain why a decision was made, what trade-offs considered, how risk was identified, what they do next time differently. And that's what hiring managers are looking for. Now, I get it. This isn't probably going to be for everyone. If you're looking for like a shortcut, or you're not willing to actually do the work, or you're looking for like another certificate, this isn't it. this is like a live environment where you have to participate. But if you're serious about becoming a project manager and you want to gain real hands-on experience and exposure that you can actually talk about in interviews and on your resume, then I want to share that problem has already been solved. You don't need more education, you just need exposure. So with that being said, I actually want to take you inside of the Eddy system and show you what it looks like when you actually join. So this is what it actually looks like when you join the Eddy system. So first of all, this is the community feed. This is where all the other project managers are communicating, sharing updates, asking questions, sharing their deliverables. This is just a place for all the project managers in the PMO community to just hang out, have conversation, and just ask questions. And then inside, we also have something called the classroom. This is where all of the information on kind of what you need to do to get started with the training, with the actual simulations, with the actual projects are all listed out inside of the classroom. So the first thing you would do is just work through the start here, figure out like kind of where's everything, how does this work. Inside the start here, you'll also get access to the live PMO hub, which will show you what are all the live active projects currently running right now, who are the project managers, what phase of the project are they currently in. You'll get to see what other projects are currently in the pipeline, so which projects are currently being worked on, which projects are currently being released, so that you guys can actually work on them as a project manager. And you can see we have a ton of different projects in different portfolios. We have a lot of different portfolios. We have IT, ERP, modernization, business development, engineering, a lot of different portfolios. And within those portfolios, we have a lot of different programs, just like companies are set up right now with these types of portfolios and programs. We have the exact same structure here inside of the Eddy system PMO. We have also phase gate reviews, as I mentioned, happening weekly. So people are coming in and they're giving presentations. So you can go directly into the calendar tab and to see when the next PMO phase gate presentation is. There's actually one today scheduled between 8 and 9 p.m. And we actually have multiple presenters. So we have 3 people presenting their projects to move phase gate. So we have Nana here who's presenting to move his project his NOC expansion project at Apple. He's going to be presenting his project charter to move from initiation to planning. We have Farzana here who's going to be presenting her Windows 7 to 11 migration project at Medtronic. She's going to be presenting her project charter as well to move it from initiation to planning. And then we have Kingsley here who's going to be presenting his project plan to move his warehouse management system implementation project from planning to execution. So we have, just like inside of a real PMO, we have phase gates where we actually review the projects, and then we ask questions, and then we review them, and then we provide the either approval to move forward to the next phase, or we say, hey, you need to go back and fix some stuff before you can move over to the next phase. So that's kind of what you get to see when you join. We also have a couple other things that I want to mention. So of course, being part of the PMO, you are going to get access to standardized project management tools. So you're going to get every single tool that a project manager would possibly need: stakeholder analysis templates, project scheduling templates and tools, budget trackers, project closure documents. Everything that you possibly would need as a project manager is included for you here. Again, I'm jumping around here. You also have all the different simulations of projects that are active currently. We have, as I mentioned a few times, warehouse management system project, ERP consolidation projects, regional ERP harmonization projects, cybersecurity type projects, legacy hardware retirement type. We have a lot of different types of projects in different domains, different niches that you can get exposed to, whichever area you're interested in. Within the actual community, as part of the PMO, you are also provided structured 4 weeks of training to actually be a top 1% project managers. We take you through everything that you need to know to be successful as a project manager, all the way from initiation all the way to closure in just about 4 weeks. And this is, again, self-paced. You can take it at your own time, but you only need about 2 or 3 hours per week to complete the training process to be able to jump into the live project simulations. Now, I wanted to make sure that we close the loop here as part of the PMO. We want to train you guys to become project managers. We want to give you guys real hands-on project management experience, but then we also want you guys to have access to the right frameworks, the right information to be able to get and land a job. So within the membership inside of the Eddy system, you're given instructions for how to actually land a PM role. There's incentives for you guys to actually go and work on your applications and submit applications and get interviews, how to actually pass interviews. All the resources that you would need to actually become a project manager are provided directly within the community, the PMO community itself as well. Now, one of the other cool things within the community is we also provide some behind the scenes stuff that you might not get elsewhere. So if you're curious to see like, hey, what does an actual project plan look like, what an actual project schedule look like a completed one from inside of a real company, you get to see that stuff inside the Eddy System PMO as well. So a lot of bonuses and hidden stuff here that I won't jump into right now, but this community is packed with people who are gaining real hands-on experience. We are operating as a real IT PMO structure, and you're going to be able to gain real hands-on experience with projects, moving your projects through different phase gates, and just really gaining those skills and experience that you can then talk to in an interview and really use it to be able to actually get a job. So that's what happens when you actually join the Eddy System. You're joining a live PMO environment. As you saw, people are running projects, they're presenting their deliverables, they're moving projects through phase gates, just like in a real project environment, just like in a real company. And so if you want to gain that level of exposure, gain that level of hands-on experience, then I invite you to join and gain real experience. And you don't need to worry anymore trying to piece things together from courses and just trying to work on it on your own. Join the PMO, watch other project managers doing it, do it yourself, gain that experience, and then get your next PM job. So hope you like this video. Hope it's clear now what the Eddy System is and what it's not. And yeah, from there, if you have any other questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I'll see you on the next video.